We explain the impact of Tamerlane in Central Asia, the last of the great nomadic steppe warriors, and born of the mixed cultures in the region.
In 1336, in modern-day Uzbekistan in the city of Kesh, a child was born to a tribal chief named Taragai Bahadur and his wife Tajina Begim. Both claimed to be descendants of Genghis Khan. They would name the child Timur. He would not be given the Khan name, however, as his ancestry to Genghis was iffy. He would be called Emir or Prince instead. The tribes in the area were a blended culture of Mongol and Turk, born when the Mongols settled in the area. The Barlas tribe, which Timur was a member of, was paying tribute to the Chagatai Mongol horde who had been unable to defeat the Delhi Sultanate, and were now growing stagnant. The people had grown tired of the excessive taxes of the Khanate. In 1347, a local ruler, Khazgan, overthrew the Khanate leader Borale. 10 years later, Khazgan would be assassinated by Borale's son, and the Khanate would fall into a warring period between warlords and spiritual leaders. A Mongol leader named Tughluq would gain control, and Timur's uncle refused to recognize his power on behalf of the Barlas tribe. Tughluq installed Timur as the chief instead, not knowing that Timur was plotting against the Mongol overlords with the help of Khazgan's grandson Amir Hussein, who was also his brother-in-law, having married his sister Aljai. The Mongols would find out, and they exiled the pair. They fled to Persia, where they may have ended up in prison or served as mercenaries. It was during this time, or in his early days, depending on the source, that Timur was shot by arrows for either stealing sheep or in combat, and his right leg and right hand were permanently damaged, giving him the nickname Timur the Lame or Tamerlane. As he grew, he was known to use brilliance and violence to achieve his goals, mastering all of the languages of the Middle Eastern regions around him, studying art, poetry, Islam, science, but also not being above killing 10,000 people and stacking their heads in a pyramid. He and his friend Hussein then recaptured their tribe, and then he had Hussein killed for their different belief in government, and he wanted to marry his wife. Timur gathered a large following from all classes, as he was known to share his wealth, and then began to set on his twin goals, restoring the Mongol Empire and restoring the Islamic Caliphate. He fought for 35 years. In those 35 years, he would conquer the Chagatai Khanate, Persia, Mesopotamia, the Delhi Sultanate, Afghanistan, Syria, Turkey, the Caucasus, and parts of Russia. He laid waste to any city who stood in his way, like Baghdad, Damascus, and Delhi, which had been great centers of learning, to bolster his own capital at Samarkand. He married Khanate princesses and Islamic princesses descended from Ali, despite being a Sunni. He saw himself as a combination of Ali and Genghis Khan. He awarded positions on merit, brought back the Yasa, all while murdering over 19 million people. He would turn his anger on those who'd shown him loyalty and then became disloyal, like Toktamish, who ran the Golden Horde. Toktamish attacked Timur at Azerbaijan, which almost led Tamerlane to destroy Moscow, but in the end did destroy the Golden Horde and the Silk Road trade. Timur also loved learning and wanted to strengthen Islam. Europe celebrated and feared him for his victories against the Ottoman Empire. Timur died invading the Ming dynasty.